Future trading involves risk and is not suitable for all investors. Content provided in this segment is meant for educational purposes and is not a solicitation to buy or sell commodities.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Tech Talk. I am Cody. He is Andy. And for reference, it is Thursday, February 27th, just about 10:30 Central Time.
I actually have 10:30 and 45 seconds. How about that?
Right on the dot, buddy. We're getting better.
Take that. We know how to tell time around here.
I got to convert it from Eastern to Central quite a bit, so I got to do the mathematics.
You got to do like the carry the one minus the one.
Exactly. It's all sprawled out everywhere.
And wait a minute, don't we have daylight savings time coming up too? Isn't that this weekend? Don't we like spring forward here soon?
Is it this weekend or is it? I think it's in March, right?
Well, this weekend is March, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, you're right.
When do we spring forward? 2025.
Change the clocks.
Sunday, March 9th. Got another week. Stay of execution, if you will.
I love it.
I love it when we spring forward because you get like another hour of daylight.
Yeah.
And it's like sunny out longer and birds are chirping and then like beep, 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 beep.
Winter's almost gone.
Winter is almost gone. Should we get to some charts?
Let's jump right in. We had
Spring forward into some charts. How about that?
I think we had two requests.
We've got some requests. We do have some requests. How about that, Jack?
Hey, we're making traction. Let's go.
All right, so let's start with the first one. Weekly butter. This is an oldie but a goodie, courtesy of Iowa Dan. So we really haven't touched anything on terms of like, I know there's all kinds of lines and circles and lines of lines. We know we got all kinds of stuff going on in this chart here. But this is what sticks out to me, this green one.
Yeah. 226.
226. We're now within all this noise of consolidation. Ton of volume yesterday. But I think it was 26 truckloads traded yesterday on the spot market. And, it's well discounted to the futures market. And you certainly see people like stocking up for things like Easter and potentially even the fall, right? I mean, considering that this price is, oh gosh, I haven't seen this price since you got to go back here.
Yeah. Beginning of 2023.
Yeah. But I guess from a buyer's perspective, you see that and that makes sense. But we're also seeing, things like cream multiples, like I think below $1, like good night. So this chart, technically not looking so hot.
Yeah.
And it's just like a classic like downtrend, right? You had this kind of like, little oopsie daisy here trying to, a little bit of a retracement. Blew through that. So my guess is that we go get down to this 226, 227 area and start to run into like, do another one of these guys right here. Let's just zoom in.
It feels like with how much butter we saw trading hands yesterday, if we do fall down to 226, I think you'll see quite a bit of buying there, just like we did, back in that 2023 era.
I agree. I think it's going to turn into a bit of a struggle to get through all this consolidation from back here. And again, that low is about 226. And keep in mind too, like,
yeah,
it's a price point that the market hasn't seen for some time.
Then it becomes a question of, do we stay down there for this we were almost down there for 6 months trading in that range. 6 months.
It certainly is possible, again, with what we keep hearing about cream availability, right? At the very least, it makes it tough to see a significant uptick, which makes me think, again, is this more of a steady downtrend, which I believe it will be. And so you see another one of these types of deals where we kind of perk back up on our way back down to another new low.
Yeah.
Right. And so I guess the first question is this wave, like, let's say we're in a 5-wave deal. If this is wave 1, if wave 2 ends, call it right at that 226, you would likely see another one of these guys, like the first one.
Yeah.
So let's just lay that bad boy right on top of that. I mean, that extends you down to right here, which is, that's about 205, give or take. Yeah, 205. And coincidentally too, that's right where this market really started to take off, right? You had this, you touched it here. It took a full, 2 years to get back to it. But then once it blew through that price, it just never looked back.
Yeah.
So maybe that's it. I mean, maybe we see this big inventory build and for the remainder of the year, more cream, and it just overwhelms the market. And we see another kind of like wave 4 go like this.
And then put that 5th wave on it.
Yeah, and then you'd start it where it really stopped. So let's say it does stop at 226, you'd restart it right here. So I just took this distance right here, laid it right on top of there. Let's just look at this right here. So let's say we do get this retracement back up, and then you'd start back down, but you really wouldn't want to use the measurement from here to where it breaks, where it popped back up from. So in this case, I'm using this point right here, which takes us right down to 205. Which is where this market broke out from.
Very possible. And then after that, I mean, you can't say it. There is a gap over there in 2021 at the end of 2021 at 225. So why not? Right? Why not try to fill that?
Why not? I mean, I think we have to get a little bit uglier first.
I think you're right. You have to get uglier before it's going to get better.
Yeah, I feel like there's a joke there somewhere. I just don't know where it is, and I know I'm going to think about it after the show.
Right.
But we'll figure
Bring
it
it
out.
back
Don't
up for
worry
next
about
year or next
We'll bring-
episode.
it. Next year, next episode. Next time Jaskell's on.
That's right.
So next one.
Next.
This one came at request. This is a new one that we don't ever really look at. Orange juice.
Orange juice.
Taco. That's it. It's like share. You know, like it's just like a one name. That's it. Taco. So Taco wants to look at orange juice.
What do you say about May orange juice here?
I mean,
Look at the RSI on this thing. Woof.
what a great example of why you would always, if you're going to use RSI, which I think it's a great indicator, its intended use is once you cross, in this case, oversold, you don't really act until it comes back in.
Yeah.
Right? Because a market can remain oversold according to that metric for some time. In this case, this is a really great example.
Right.
So here, if you're short, you'd be kind of on, be standing on edge, but you're not doing anything until it crosses back over this blue line.
So if you see something here, let me know. But I just switch it to a monthly really quick. And good night.
I mean, there's just that much, there really isn't much to say about it.
No.
Other than it's just what you just said.
Look at the retracement that we've seen so far.
What's that line from that Tombstone?
Well, bye.
Yeah, I mean, that's there's not much else to say. I mean, I guess if you want to look at some of these other secondary stuff, like, again, RSI did get into oversold. So that is a warning. The money flow is starting to actually show some signs of life. So the secondary stuff is going to tell you that this downtrend, if you want to call it a downtrend, I mean, it's not trending, it's just going straight down, is coming to a prospected end or at least slowdown in its rate of change. Doesn't necessarily mean it's done going down. It's just like the rate of change is coming to an end in terms of like how quickly it's breaking.
So do you take a stab at trying to own orange? I mean, at this point, it looks like it's trying to catch a falling knife, as you said about a few different charts before. I mean, that is exactly.
I was going to say, like, you want to get your hands bloody.
Yeah.
Like, go ahead, try to catch the falling knife. What you just showed on the monthly chart, I just don't understand how you could look at that and say, I want to buy that, unless you really knew something. Like, you're like the orange juice king of the world, and or queen or whatever, and that like oranges are not going to be around much longer or something like that. And this is a screaming buy. I don't understand, like, technically why you want to own that. That just looks horrible. And look at this.
Yeah, I was gonna say, the momentum and the RSI are the same thing. The craziest thing is it's not into oversold territory on the monthly.
On the monthly, yeah.
That is what is crazy.
Like, you could see like some consolidation and then another leg down.
Yeah.
That to me seems plausible, especially with what you just showed here, right? And to your point, it's not oversold yet on a monthly basis.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't know very much about orange juice, but I'm going to assume that there was no frozen oranges on the trees in Florida based on this chart, right?
I doubt it. They have like iguanas in Florida that freeze, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
They freeze and like they'll fall out of the trees. I think they're iguanas.
Yeah.
Reptiles or something.
You ever seen the movie Trading Spaces with Eddie Murphy when they're trading orange juice and they talk about the USDA's frozen orange juice?
Well, I believe the movie's Trading Places, but
Places. Sorry, Trading Places. It's like a 1988 movie. Good movie. Great movie.
It's a great movie. Yes, I've seen
Great
it.
movie. They talk about trading oranges and orange juice, and the big sell-off came when they announced there was no freeze to the Florida oranges. And that is exactly what I think about when I see this chart right here.
Sure. Sure. That makes sense. Do you drink orange juice, by the way?
I do drink orange juice. I was just thinking, you might, at these prices, can you get a 2-for-1 OJ trip to the local Costco?
Go to the store. Go see what's like. Are they doing the promos for orange juice?
If they don't, just print this chart off and be like, you probably should, because
just hand it to the guy at the checkout. Like,
see,
there you go. Like,
see
are you
this
guys
red
gonna put
line?
the stuff on sale? Like, look at this red.
Yeah,
Come on. I don't want to pay full price for orange juice around here. Let's negotiate. So that's part of the deal stuff. Yeah, I don't know. This it's a great chart. But long story short, it's like, I don't know why it's a tough to want to do anything but, I guess, sell it or do nothing. Like, buying it to me is ugh.
Yeah, you're riding a dangerous line if you're saying, hey, at this point I'm at 300, I'm going to buy it on a daily. I mean, maybe you do. I don't know.
Maybe you do. Give it a shot. Just buy one. See what happens. All right. So I was talking to Taco too about cocoa.
Okay.
So we're in the softs here. We're in the softs business, and butter's like it's like a soft day.
It-
Even
it's
though
just
butter
soft.
isn't considered a sauce, or a soft on like what is it, ice, and like the New York exchange,
Really?
cocoa, coffee, and I think orange juice is on there. I'm not sure, but
So anything liquid?
butter's a CME product, but it's still I'd say it's still soft. I mean, if it's
Right.
room temperature, I mean, it's not gonna be hard. That's for sure.
No.
So, anyways, cocoa, multiple lower highs. One and two. To me, this chart looks weak. I think this was one of the larger down days right here that this contract has seen. I think historically, I think it was reading as fourth or fifth biggest like down day. I mean, clearly the market doesn't like being above this price level. And again, to see the multiple lower highs is a sign of weakness. Long story short, this looks like a rallies to be sold, right?
Yeah.
Like that's kind of like the mentality. Like I want to sell rallies here.
I was just gonna say, can you call that a double bottom right where your cursor's at?
Right here.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it certainly could be a V bottom if it really starts to go, but
Right.
I don't think I'd want to be getting long until you broke this, right? Because again, you have consistent or lower highs and you have massive breaks into that. I think about it just like the mentality of it. Like I'm not waiting to sell more. I'm not waiting to test this high to sell more. I'm going to sell it and really aggressively sell it. So that to me is a sign of weakness.
What is a monthly?
This is a daily. This is a monthly.
Okay. Look at the volatility though.
Yikes.
I mean, same kind of notion though, right?
That's what sticks out to me.
Yeah.
Is you tried to break out here, right? Like what a great looking chart that is. New high close for the month. Cleared all this stuff. And then boop. Ooh.
Yeah.
Jeopardy. And then that.
Ouch.
So it's a clear rejection. It's tough to want to get long until you at least get back into this noise. So then you go back to the daily again. You've got a pretty well-established downtrend at this point. I'd be more of the opinion of if it goes and tests this point, look to be a seller. And if it breaks through, that's where you know you're wrong.
No, I agree. Like you said, I wouldn't sell right yet. You get back up towards that trend line. I'd take a stab at selling it again, selling cocoa.
You're going to step out and buy some OJ. You're going to go to the store and do some haggling to get.
You bring that chart in and you ask to speak to the manager, I'm guaranteeing you're going to get a cut on orange juice. Like, hey, listen, I ain't paying $7.
We should do like Tech Talk, like on location. Cody negotiates for a 2-for-1 deal or something like that at the local Jewel Osco or something. Like,
just
or wherever
haggling
you
with
show.
management.
Just haggling. Like, look at this chart. Look at this thing, man. See how big this red can. Look at the monthly. You pulled a monthly. Look at the monthly. It looks even worse.
Look at the monthly.
Look at the monthly. I'm not paying. You should pay me to take the orange juice out of your hands for crying out loud. I'm out of here. Just walk out. I'm done.
Tech Talk on location. All right. Well, with that note, we definitely appreciate the people that had called in, asked for the charts. This is the second week in a row when all the charts came at request. Very happy about that. We're gaining momentum. If you have not already and you're watching this video, if you have not subscribed, please do subscribe to the channel, like the content, give us a thumbs up. People on the back end are tracking it, see how well we are doing. And we want to make sure we keep those numbers pumped up and elevated. So
Cody's got to get to 10,000 subscribers so you can
we
get
got to
that
get
tattoo
10,000.
you've always wanted.
We are shooting for the stars this year, 10,000 subscribers.
And you're getting Tech Talk for life written somewhere.
I will.
It's still
10,000
it's
subscribers,
still
I'll
like
get it.
TBD as to like where.
Yeah. So we'll figure that out when the time comes. With that being said, please like, subscribe, give us a thumbs up, tell all your friends, tell your family members, check out Tech Talk. Yeah, if you want to see anything for next week, please let us know. Shoot us an email and we'd be happy to look at it on the next episode of Tech Talk. But until then, have a great Friday here and a great weekend. We'll see you next week.
See ya.